Guys, how's it going? I got another controller off of Amazon for review. This one is the cheapest one I could find. Retails for about $45 shipped. It's actually labeled as a 36 volt to 60 volt 500 watt. This actually comes with a display as well, obviously because of the build that I'm doing now. It's assist, and I need a way to adjust the cadence and stuff when you're pedaling and everything else. Also, I can turn off the pedal assist if I want and just use the throttle. So that's why we bought this. This actually does take me back to 2005, 2004 when I had a basically it was a 48 volt ping battery at 20 amp hours and a 500 watt controller and a standard golden motor hub, 500 watt hub motor. And that thing got me everywhere. I rarely had to worry about my battery running low, so there was no anxiety with that. And I actually quite enjoyed it. The way I setup I have now, my batteries are double the amp hours. And if I can get the controller down to basically what I had before, I should be doing all right. This is the only one I could actually find on Amazon that has the same specs as the one that I had back then. Difference being that it has the display, obviously. Display I wanted to get because I wanted to retire my old one because it's really, really thick. I wanted something more smaller and, not so in your face. You know what I mean? Low profile. That's the word for it. Anyway, this is as low profile as it gets. Got more than enough wire to reach the back of the bike where I want to put the controller. The actual controller itself is actually kind of funny because the brand, they didn't show the brand, and they didn't put a close-up picture of the controller so you could actually see what it's what brand it was. And when I got it in here, it's a Brainpower. They pretty much got the whole market on Amazon when it comes to controllers. So basically what it's saying here is volts is 36 volt to 48 volt to 60 volts, 450 watt to 500 watt. Low voltage is 31 volts or 41 or 51. Current limit is 25 amp, which is the sweet spot if you're looking to save on battery. Phase angle is pretty much the same, 120/60. The model number is SL866-9, and the I'm guessing that's the brake. It's low. That's it. Decent job of sealing it. They didn't put any silicone on the screws on the side, which is a no-no, but they did put some on the wiring harness coming out, which is nice. Nice solid little unit. We're going to pop it open and have a look on the inside. Cool. Give me a minute. One thing I find interesting is they give you the instructions for the actual display itself, and as well as how to set it for your wheel size and everything else, which is nice. Plus this manual here, which is in Chinese, so it's pretty much useless. Oh, but it does show you the plugs. Power assist sensor, I'm guessing that would be your pedal sensor. Throttle, LCD connector, Hall, phase. It doesn't give any information if it's self-learning or anything like that. Not even on the Amazon webpage. So I don't see anything that would be programming in here. Maybe this one here, but this is probably just the phase, 120 or 60. Usually it's white, which I do not see. It's got every other one though. These connectors got to go. All right, let's open this thing up. See what it's like on the inside. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Wow. So these screws here are security screws. Are these? Wow, they're all security screws. That blows me away. Give me a minute. Okay. Not too sure why they would use security screws, but whatever. Oh, and they're tight. They do not want you in there. Holy moly. I need a wrench to take this thing apart. Oh. Let's see what the side ones are like. No. Yeah, I'm going to need a different screwdriver. I couldn't find a screwdriver, so I put a drill on it. It's got to work. It does look like it has something on it, though. No, it doesn't. Just bare screws. But they did put them tight, so might keep some water out. I will be sealing them with shoe goo, just to be on the safe side. Like I said, I'm trying to build something that's reliable. I don't want to get caught in the rain and end up getting stopped by that controller. I'm hoping it has 80 volt caps because I might be overvolting it a little bit. We'll see how slow it is. It's got that there. I don't like that rectifier or regulator. Not a big fan of it. They do fail without warning because of that transformer if you overvolt. So the caps are rated for, no name caps are rated for 80 volts. Yeah, 470 UF. I don't have to look at the, yeah, this is a typical 500 watt controller. I'm going to say 400, but it's definitely a 500 watt. Brings back memories. Kind of weird kind of build. Look at this cap. It's like, oh, I got to put the cap in there, but I can't be bothered to take it down to the board, so I just let it hang there. That's weird. I'm going to look the FETS up and see what they're rated for. Yeah, the maximum drain voltage on the FETS is 80 volts. So we'll be right on the bleeding edge, which I'm sure most of my controllers are. Maximum power is 156 watts, obviously, per FET. Maximum gate source, 20 volts. Maximum drain current is 120 amp. So, yeah, we're pretty good. I mean, the capacitors are 80 volts, but you can go over that. So I should be able to get it. Most of the time I run 80 volts anyway, so I'm probably not going to overvolt it, but at least I know if I'm going to, it's not a problem. Nice chunky shunt. Very little, well, there's enough there. I was going to say very little paste on it, but most of it's in the case itself. At least there's some there. Not a bad controller for the price. I guess we'll see when we hook it up. But I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in something that's smaller and assist only. I mean, this will get you up a hill, and but it's not going to drain your battery. That's for sure. The only thing I see wrong with it are obviously these connectors here are garbage. They got to be cut off right away. Everything else looks good. And I don't like that it doesn't have self-learning. That's another thing I don't like, but it is what it is. There we go. Get the goop on it. They do leak here. Some manufacturers will put a washer in there, but shoe goo works pretty good. if I have to pull it apart, this stuff is just it just dries as a hard rubber, and then I can just pull it off. But it's better than nothing. There we go. We're going to take this downstairs and see if it even fire up, and see what the backlight is like on this. It does have one. Okay, so we're going to quickly give this a quick test, and I'm going to break it in and let it run for a few hours before I decide to install it on the bike. We're going to test it at the standard voltage, which is, well, this power supply here is 56 volts. This is a repair from a router for a server. It's rated for 56 volts at 10 amps. And I ended up putting alligator clips on it. I ended up replacing the cord because there was a internal short in the wire, and it wouldn't even work. It works now though, hopefully. We're going to hook this up, see if that works. I have a thumb throttle without, obviously the connector is missing, so we'll just shove it into the connector here. This is weird. The hole on this controller, if you look here, you have your green, yellow, and blue. Then over here you got your black and red. But then there's the center wire here. It's a white. And I've already looked on the instructions. It does not say what this wire is for. I have no idea what it's for. You're only supposed to have like 5 wires, and there's 6 going into it, so I don't know what it'll do. Yeah. So let me set you down and plug this stuff in and see what happens. Okay. Start with the display. Hopefully got enough light there. I had just quickly DIY'd something to give us some more light down here. The bulbs are not enough. Wow, there's enough wire here. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that not reaching the bike. On the back of the bike, or where you're going to put your controller. So that is that one there. Red, yellow, blue, green, black. Right, there we go. That's right. And this one here is brown and white. Oh, that white looks pretty nasty. It looks like it's been crimped, but it's still good. It does not look good. Okay, I'm not seeing a brown and white. That one's just for the backlight, so we're going to leave it for now. I don't want to plug it in the wrong one and blow it up. It's good enough for now. What's next? Power supply. There's no other lead here. Nope. 2 leads for the power supply, and that's it. There's no third wire. That's weird. Throttle. Let me guess, that's probably the throttle there. Where's our diagram? It's got different connectors than what we're used to. Throttle is that's not confusing. Red, green, and ground. Say what? Wait a minute. Okay, the instructions on this are a little bit messed up. They're saying the throttle is red, green, and ground. Well, there's no green here. That's yellow. That's white. I guess I don't know what white is. A little bit lost in the translation there. Same with the assist. It's supposed to be it's red, blue, and ground. Well, that's this one here. Red, blue, and ground, so that's right. This one is wrong. Guess we'll find out, won't we? We'll blow this throttle up. And I do not have this connector, so I'm hoping I can just slip it under the pins. This is going to take a bit. I hate to do it, but this is going to void my warranty. We're just going to cut it. Only because I don't use this connector to begin with. I'm pretty sure the connector I have on the bike is soldered directly to the... I usually solder directly. I don't use these connectors. The only one I actually use is maybe the hall wires, which we still have to hook up. So might as well do that now too. I checked it. Yellow is yellow, green is green, blue is blue, black is black, and red is red. I have no idea what the white is for. We will find out. Alligator clip these suckers together. Cut this one right about here in case I screw up and I have to rejoin it. But I'm pretty sure it's the throttle, so. Almost every one of my controllers has a cut throttle connector because they always go bad on me anyway. And nothing's worse than losing your throttle because it does two things. Either it doesn't work at all or you're flying along and all of a sudden you go full out and you can't stop. And then you realize, oh yeah, I don't have e-brakes or automatic shut-off on the throttle. I mean the brakes. So you're a runaway. You gotta be able to shut the bike off before you crash into something. Bulb in there. If you haven't rodent enough. There. Okay, that's good enough. Just a quick test. And what I'm going to do, actually, if this does work, I will tape this back and let it run for a few hours just to break it in. See how warm it gets on 56 volts. Alright, got to find some jumpers for the hulls. And then we'll see what we can do. Did I say hull wires? I meant phase wires. Been out of the loop too long. So there's light blue to blue. These ones are way too thick. I'm going to cut these off anyway, so I don't care if I damage them. Yeah, we'll just pull the boot back. Yellow to yellow. And green to green. Don't really care what direction it's going. Okay. I think we're good. Nothing is touching. The base wires are separate from each other so we don't blow it up in the first 5 minutes of working. Just move the motor over. Alright, let's plug it in and see what happens. Before we do that, let's be on the safe side. Let's check our voltages before we go plug this directly into this power supply, because to tell you the truth, I never labeled it. I don't know what the exact voltage is. What do we got? Got low. 54.3. That's good. We're not going to blow this up. This thing's rated for 80. And it's above 51 volts, so it's not going to go on low voltage shut off. I'm going to unplug it. Give it a second to drain. And then hook it up. Ooh, and that's what I was trying to avoid. Alright. Double check everything. We're good. Power. Ooh, it lights up. Cool. Let's check the throttle. Wow. That was easy. Very smooth. Very smooth. And that's the first settings. Now you get this to go. Oops. Oh, crap. I don't know if you can see that. What happened? Did I blow it up? Something happened. I'll try resetting it. Nope, nothing. That's weird. So what, it lasted 5 minutes and it blew up? Come on, man, this can't be the case. I'll try resetting it. Alright. I have a feeling it, we pulled too many amps. That's all it is. Nope. Wow. What the hell happened? Are you kidding me? I just blew this thing up? There's no way. There was nothing out of the ordinary here. I mean, you saw it first, guys. 56 volts controller, which shouldn't have been a big deal with it. Wow. I actually had to go upstairs and replay the video just to make sure that none of the phase wires moved or anything when it was spinning up really fast. That was a phase going bad in the controller. This is why you test them before you put them on the bike. Nothing was out of the ordinary. You saw in the video, I made sure nothing was touching. I always make sure that these clips aren't anywhere near each other, which they weren't. And the easy way to tell is, well, for one, my tester has got a dead battery, so that's out. I have this solar or wind generator. It gives a little bit of back EMF when you spin it. So if we put the green on here and the yellow, no resistance. Now if I put, I don't know why I'm taking this off again, green and blue, resistance. Just to be sure, yellow and blue. Resistance. So yeah, our blue phase is dead. Unbelievable. It doesn't happen all the time, but it is rare, and it does happen right out of the box. Other than that, this controller spun up nice, and it was nice and smooth. What do I do? I said it's $40 controller. Do I send it back, or do I fix it? Personally, I would just like to fix it because I know how many FETs are inside, and it's just easier for me to sweat them all out and replace them with ones that I know are legit. It could have other. The problem is it's probably got one bad FET, but the problem is it's on the one phase, and every FET that's connected to it is probably dead shorted as well, which totally sucks. So there you go. There's a review. You know, I always make sure nothing is touching and nothing's going to short. So this is brand new out of the box. Brainpower controller. I'll leave a link in the description if you're looking for one. This is one you could probably avoid. And it is a manufacturer's defect. Usually when a phase blows on a controller, it usually takes all the FETs, because they all blow obviously because they can't take the load. In this case, let me put you down. In this case, this one's good, that one's good, that one's dead. Yep. One FET. but didn't kill the other two. That's how you can tell it's a defect. If this was a legit blown controller, it would have took them all out. Okay, so now I get to put this thing apart because it's hilarious. I'm guessing Brainpower sent me a refurbished unit. First off, this capacitor floating here, like it should be down on the board. And in the beginning of the video, I noticed that. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. It gets worse. It gets much worse. This thing was made to fail. From what I can see, I see the one that failed, which is this one here, is loose. It's not even tight up against the heatsink. There, it's moving. I can move with my finger. This one here, loose. This one over here, loose. And then, to make it even worse, more of an insult, they're not even the same. This one says SC, and it's got a model number, and then these ones are SV, SC. The thing is, though, they're all different model numbers all the way down. Like, they're not even the same. It's almost as if the guy got it back, replaced the dead ones, and then sent it out, but he didn't even bother to even tighten up the screws. This thing would have failed regardless. If it worked on the bench, it would have failed on the street because the FETS would have been overheating. And that's what that FET did. It overheated. It sat loose. So I'm really not happy. I do have FETs that are legit and replace them all with the same ones because there's nothing different in this one in this controller than any other controller has. They all use the same FETs. I wish there was a way I could get a close-up of it. I don't know if I can do it with this or not. Plus, the one that died, which is right here, is got some paste on the face of it. Like it's it's been worked on. Totally blown away. So you've seen it here first. This is why you test them. I'll do another video and we'll see if we can bring it back from the dead. If not, I'll do a video and we can wire this up to another controller, I guess. We'll just go off the board. We'll see. But there you go. Bad quality control.